Let's stay with court matters this morning. The trial into the Lusikisiki massacre, where 18 people were killed in September last year, is back in court this week. Last week, the state led evidence from Lwando Abi, a former business associate and friend of accused No.1 Mzukisi Ndamase. Abi has turned state witness, giving inside details about how the murders were allegedly planned. For the latest, we take you live now to Sipha Kema. She's inside the Lusikisiki Magistrate's Court. Sipha, so I imagine that evidence and that testimony will continue today.
Absolutely, Michelle. It will continue. And on Friday, it had ended with accused No.1 Mzukisi Ndamase, as well as Lwando Abi, former friend and former business associate, as you had mentioned. It was during the cross-examination, and it seems today as well, cross-examination by Ndamase to Lwando Abi's testimony will continue this morning. Now, it was quite a showdown in some of the issues that came up, especially during that cross-examination. At some point, Ndamase, forgetting that he's cross-examining, but rather also adding his own to the mix with Lwando's testimony. But let me quickly take you back to all the important key points that were mentioned by Abi. Now, there's the 2023 shooting that had occurred. If you remember, we all remember that it's been said a number of times that the families that were gathered at the Sinqina home and at the Mato home, more especially the Sinqina home, was ahead of a traditional ceremony to mark the end of a mourning period of loved ones that were also tragically gunned down in 2023. Now, it's been said, now Abi revealed that the mastermind or the alleged mastermind behind that killing as well happens to be Mzukisi Ndamase. Now, this was revealed by Abi while he was giving his own testimony, Michelle, trying to put the dots together, the pieces together regarding this matter. Now, remember, this is about the Sinqina family because one of the deceased happens to be the sister of Mary, as well as Nancy Sinqina, who were tragically gunned down in September 2024. Now, also, what Lwando had actually revealed over time as well is the planning. He took the court through the planning, the meet-up was done at accused three's home, Sipha, who was one of the first people actually to be arrested in this case, that's where the meeting point was. That's where the discussions were being had as to the planning. Now, according to Abi, he had received a call on the 27th of September from Mzukisi Ndamase, who was still incarcerated at Wellington Prison, and saying that he was given strict instructions to come from East London to Lusikisiki and see what is happening in his own home. Now, those who are not aware, Ndamase and the Sinqina family are actual neighbors, right next door to each other. And Ndamase had heard that his nephew had allegedly been murdered because of drug turf wars. And he had suspected that one of the Sinqina family members was involved in that, seeing as how close they were with the rival group. That's when he had allegedly called Abi to come down from East London to Lusikisiki and be his ears and eyes on the ground as well, but also indicating that he believes that the people behind the murder of his nephew is the rival gang, including some of the Sinqina family members, which is why we are here today, and the reason behind, some of the reasons actually, Michelle, why 18 people had to be gruesomely gunned down on the 28th of September. Now, allegedly, this happened, the shooting of his nephew, or the killing of his nephew, had occurred on the 26th of September. 27th in the morning, he had called Lwando Abi, and by the 28th of September, that's when Abi pointed out the accused that were responsible, or allegedly responsible for the shooting, pointing out accused 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Sure. What a story insofar as motive is concerned, Sipha. Is that what, at least as far as the testimony we've heard in court, what the motive is?
Well, they're still getting into it, but so far the motive that has been told by Lwando Abi was that the call that he had received from Ndamase. However, why he's linking the Sinqina boys to the murder of his nephew, but also to the association to the rival gang, is going to be seen eventually. And it was said, including the investigating officer that was testifying 2 weeks ago, was saying that in due time there will be someone who's going to come in to verify and support some of the evidence on the motive, the actual motive behind. But that was just one of the motives that allegedly drove Ndamase to ordering a hit to look actually for people like Sinqina, who had testified 2 weeks ago as well. But as to why exactly he was looking for Sinqina, it still remains unknown for now. But according to the testimony given by Lwando, is that it all got triggered by the murder of Mzukisi Ndamase's nephew at the hands of a rival gang during drug turf wars that are happening within the area.
Shocking details emerging there in Lusikisiki. Sipha Kema, thanks indeed for that. And let's not forget 18 people being shot and killed now about a year ago.